Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm really excited to be stopping by today to share with you my first ever Christmas release. And it's just a little release. It's 5 A7 stamps and 2 Snippet stencils. And I'm absolutely loving creating with them. Now I know it's summer, but I prefer to be a little bit more organised. So I like to make Christmas cards a few a month or every now and then so that there's no last minute rush. And it seems to be the thing in the craft industry to have your Christmas stamps released earlier in the year. So I'm just following along with that that guideline. So I hope you love these as much as I've loved creating with them. And the idea is that these are not discontinued. These will be part of my ongoing library of imagery. So I'm going to go through the stamps, but I'm not going to take ages going through the stamps. I've stamped them out so you can see them. I'll measure a couple of images like the main focal image, but I think the most important thing for you to see is the samples, because they really do bring the stamps to life. So there are 5 A7 stamps. Let's just put them all out here. Of course I haven't put them in order, have I? There are 2 sort of bauble ones, a poinsettia, a mistletoe, and then some berries and holly. So I'm just going to show you the baubles, which are TE18 and TE22. So 2 different shape baubles, and we've got Celebrate the Season, which could be for anything. It could be the autumn season, it could be the spring season. We've got Happy Christmas, Believe and Joy. And just so that you can see the beautiful size stamps, and perfect for the kissing technique where you stamp one stamp onto the other, and they're just the perfect size. And then we've got the other size bauble, and that has Christmas wishes, winter wishes, peace, the number 25 and the baubles. I'll show you them stamped out just so you can see them in their glory, but the samples are what make them sing. I've then got a mistletoe, and I've added a little bit of the mistletoe separately because it makes it easier for filling things out and just adding touches here and there. So you've got the mistletoe itself, and then you've got the little mistletoe on its own, and you've got the wording mistletoe, but they're a really good size stamp, which I'll measure for you. So that's TE19. We've then got TE20, which is poinsettia. I've got the Beauty of the Season poinsettia. I've got a larger poinsettia and a smaller one. Again, an A7 size stamp. So the bundle then of the stamps is not too expensive. So just a really good size. And again, I'll show you that stamped out. We've then got TE21, which is the holly and the berries. And I've separated some of the holly and a little one of the berries out so that you can fill out things or use them just in certain areas on their own. We've got with warmest wishes, Christmas, holly and berries for the wording, just so that you can see that. And the holly is a lovely size, so are the berries, which can be standing up in meadow stamping, or it can be coming downwards into your card. And a holly can be used all year round. At the end of the day, my holly is in my garden all year round. And we've got a separate holly as well. So you've got 5 A7 stamps, and then we've got 2 snippets. And the snippets are Snippet 6 and Snippet 7. And you've got the cutouts to go with them. So let's grab the cutouts. So you've got the cutout pieces to go with the baubles. Now, the Snippet stencils are bigger than the A7 stamps, but these A7 stamps fit inside here. So that one fits inside that one, and this one fits inside this one. So they do fit inside the actual stencils as well, if you want to do that. But the Snippet stencils, really good quality, and so are the cutouts as well. So we'll just place, that one's even got some ink on. We'll just place those in my wallet so I don't lose those. And then you've got the actual stencils themselves, and the cards are what will bring these to life. You've also got the name on there, which I've just wiped over with my VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, just to bring that text out. So those are marked on there as well, just so that you know exactly what you're picking up. So we've got Snippet Stencil 6 and Snippet Stencil 7, just so you can see those. And the cutout is included. Let's have a look. I'll show you the stencils in the cards, but these are the stamped versions. Let me just grab my tape measure. So the actual baubles that are the A7 stamp, so you've got an A7 stamp, but they're a really good size. So this is about 2.5 inches top to bottom, and width wise 2 inches. So 2 inches that way and 2.5 inches that way, which I would have thought this is about the same. Maybe a little bit shorter than 2.5, because this comes down to a point, doesn't it? And 2 inches across. So really good size imagery. And then the poinsettia is about 2.5 inches across, and top to bottom about 2.5 inches as well. So again, a really good size. The little poinsettia is 1 inch across. The mistletoe, top to bottom, is 2 3/4 inches top to bottom. So really good size images to work with. And the holly is 3 inches top to bottom. The berries are, I would say, about coming up to 2.5 inches. So you've got really good size imagery there, really good sizes. And just, I've tried to make it so that the main focal image is on an A7 stamp, so a reasonably good size A7 stamp, so that the cost is kept down. But I just love the imagery. I just think they work beautifully. Now, the smaller baubles, they are just wonderful when they're stamped. So the little bauble is about 1 inch top to bottom, and 1 inch, oh God, is it 1 inch or maybe just less than 1 inch across. And I can't tell you how much I've used them. They're just perfect. So just lovely sizes. So let's have a look at some samples, because I think that's what will make things come to life. So we'll do it this way. Now, everything that's on this pile here is also in a workshop 111. And the beauty of the season, I think I've called it. It's workshop 111. And there is a bundle with the stamps just on their own, and a bundle with the stamps and the workshops as usual. The Snippet stencils are on their own. So I'm going to show you the samples, because they really bring things to life, and I've really enjoyed creating these, and I hope you can see how I've brought them to life. So if you want to do the workshop, there is a bundle for that, but there's also the workshop separate, so there's lots of options for everybody. And when this video goes live, everything is available on my website, and stockists will have them over the next few days. So here is my first sample. And this, trust me, have I put the card straight up? No, I haven't. Can you see that I've got this stencil? So it's this stencil here with the holly on the top and the berries in the background. And you've got the with warmest wishes, which is off the holly one. Just let me bring that up for you, just so that you can see the detail. in the card. And if we open the card, we've done little inserts as well. So you can see that. I'm so chuffed with these cards. So you've got a little insert with the holly, and that's with the stencil, and also the berries and the holly and one of the sentiments. So that's the first sample. I don't know where to put them because I've got no surfaces free. My next sample uses the mistletoe, just so that you can see the mistletoe. I've left one of my samples behind. I thought I had. So this one uses the mistletoe, but I've also bought in the bird from TE12 and just added the detail just so that you can see. It's just such a wonderful, wonderful size. And this is the little mistletoe on its own. And then if I open the card again, I've added a little insert, which could also be a card in its own right. So that's your second sample. And then my third sample. So remember, these are all part of the workshop. This is my third sample, again using the stencil here, which is SS6. And you can see, and we've used the Christmas wishes in the background. I always forget which one's got the Christmas wishes. Christmas wishes, which is on the same stamp set. But I just love that. And this text is TE11 background elements, one of my favourite backgrounds. And then if we open that, we have an insert, again, which could be a card in its own right. I just adore that card. Again, part of the workshop. So I'm trying to place the cards down so that I've got them tidy. So we'll move on to our next sample, and I hope you can see where they've been brought to life. Now this is the stamp set. This is the stamp set here, TE18, and that's what I've used to make this card. And there's the little bird from TE12 again, from my previous release. But that is with this one here. Now, I don't want to keep you too long because I know it can get a little bit boring listening to me waffle. But that is that stamp set. And if we open the card, again, that could be a card in its own right. And that's the insert using the same stamp set. Let's just move that. It would help if I'd actually got some space. Moving on to our next sample. Now this uses this little bauble here. You know when I said to you the little baubles are really handy? Well, I absolutely adore that sample. And that's using that little bauble, again in the workshop. There's the mistletoe from the mistletoe stamp, TE19. We've got the bird from TE4, which was one of my first releases, and the background stamp, TE11, from my previous release. But I just love that. And look, completely flat card apart from the sentiment. So easy to post. And if we open that, again, we have an insert using my Quirky Birds and the New Beginnings stamp set. So let's just place that down there. And move on to our next sample. We've now got the sample with the beautiful poinsettia. So this is the poinsettia here that I've used at the top, but then I've used the little bauble that's here in TE22, and there's the little bauble. I'm so chuffed with it, and it's so textural. And again, the beautiful background stamp, TE11. And then if we open our card, we have a lovely little insert. Again, a perfect little notelet in its own right. So you just have to bear with me. I'm actually putting the cards back properly. So all part of the workshop. Here is a vintage make, and this is using this stamp set, TE22, and I've used both the large bauble and the small bauble and the holly and berries and my TE11. Let me just, so you can see the shimmer. Very difficult to show it in photos, but just so that you can see that. Just tilt this, and then if we open our card, we can see our insert, again with a touch of shimmer. But that's the insert, and that's your card. And everything is ready in the workshop, so it's all ready for you to watch. This is using the holly. Where's the holly? And of course we had to make a wreath card, so this is using this one, TE21, but not only that one, but also the little bauble as well here from TE22. And again using the little bird from TE12. But I absolutely loved making this. Just loved it. And again, that is in the workshop, which will remain there, and you can watch it as many times as you wish. I just love that. Just think that's so beautiful. Just love that. Just place that down. Our next card is with the poinsettia. A little bit more of a pared back card, but again, completely flat, but perfect for posting, but just beautiful in its own right, and very eye-catching as well, with the white on white and the poinsettia taking centre stage. So there's quite a few cards in this workshop. The workshop on its own is £40, but if you buy it in the bundle, it goes down to £35. Again, a more pared back approach. So this time we've used this stencil, SS7, and then we've used the little bauble here from TE18 on the inside, just so that you can see that. We've used the holly again. We've used the background stamp, TE11. We've used TE12 and all the new release, just so that you can see that. I just love the way they look. They're just, in real life, honestly, they just look so lovely. I've really enjoyed creating these. And then we've got our next card, which is a more modern feel to this card. And I've used my first Snippet stencil, Snippet Stencil 1, to show how you can incorporate previous releases. We've got the bird from TE12, and then we've got the little baubles from TE22, just so that you can see that. Doesn't it work beautiful? But that gives you a more modern approach, and again in the workshop. Move to the next one, and again using some of those purples and lilacs, just so that you can see the purples and lilacs, a little bit of shimmer in there. TE4, New Beginnings, the mistletoe, the stencil, Snippet Stencil 6, the holly, just so that you can see that, but there's a touch of shimmer on there as well, the berries, just lovely, but giving a more pared back approach as well. So then on to the final sample, again a more modern approach. So the little stamp set here, which is TE22, the holly, one of the sentiments, and then we've used the bird from New Beginnings because it's got calm and peace on there to give a more modern feel. And let's open the cards because we didn't on the others. there's an insert on that one. There's also inserts, let's just look at the last two cards. There's an insert on each of the cards, just to give a real quality feel to the cards, just so that you can see. Then we have that one. There's inserts that could also be cards in their own right. So let's have a look at the poinsettia one. Look at that, just a little poinsettia on its own. Just glorious, absolutely glorious. And then this is the other one. I didn't show the insert. And then an insert, which again could be a little notelet in its own right. So I hope you love those samples. I've literally poured my heart and soul into the samples. I've absolutely adored creating. I've adored creating with them. These have been a joy, and I'll be sharing the samples with you each day and putting them on social media. I'll also be doing some new videos for you as well on YouTube, so you can watch step by steps. And I also have the workshop. Also look out for the design team. The design team have got samples as well, beautiful samples to inspire you. But I'm so chuffed to have my first little Christmas release, and I hope you love it as much as I do. And it's available now on my website. So love to all, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.